Hello guys and welcome to the first video on my channel. Today we are going to be reviewing VRFS. Now if you don't know, VRFS is a virtual reality football simulator and we are going to be reviewing it today, so let's get into it. So the first thing we are going to be reviewing is the movement. So if you don't know, you have to use your left joystick to move, and you can also spin around like this, as well as you can use snap turn, and if I show you now. As well as snap turn, you can also use smooth turn. You can spin around like this. I don't like it though, it makes me feel sick. Or you could just have no turn, so you turn it in real life. But either way, I like to have a snap turn, and I think the movement is pretty cool. And as well as that, you've got a sprint bar, just like in real life football. If you use the sprint, all you have to do is hold down your side joysticks and you go running a lot more faster. So overall, the movement is pretty good, to be fair, and I'd rate it a 7 out of 10. Okay, so the next thing we are reviewing is the gameplay. So if you don't know VRFS, you use your hands to kick the ball, almost like real life. You use your hands to kick the ball. And to be fair, the gameplay is pretty smooth, and I feel like it's somewhat realistic. You know what I mean? Like you dribble, you pass, you shoot, you do everything that you do in real life football in this game, except for using your hands. So overall, the gameplay is pretty sick, to be fair, and it is like the physics, the way that you have your body, and you can also use body collisions as well as like headering the ball. So for example, you flick up in the air and you go for a header like this, bang, and it hits the ball. Overall, I'd say that the gameplay is pretty solid. To be fair, I'd say out of all the VR football games, it's definitely one of the best, and I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Okay, so next up is the price. Now, if you don't know, VRFS is free, which is absolutely incredible to think how good this game is for free. To be honest, it's probably up there with one of the best VR games that are free. If you enjoy football, you definitely enjoy this game. And as well as that, even though it is free, you can also buy stuff for money if you do want. Just like this, I've got loads of cosmetics here, and obviously you use in-game credits to to buy stuff. You've got a whole entire item shop, and overall, I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. To be fair, I think the addition of the store, it's a good way for them to make money, and they also bring out things like bundles. If you're a big VRFS creator, you can get bundles, stuff like that. It all costs money, but overall, the game, if you want to play the game normally, the game is free, and people could give you credits as well, so you could still get cosmetics. But yeah, overall price 10 out of 10. Okay, so the next thing we will be rating is the game modes. Now, if you don't know, in VRFS, there's multiple different game modes. You've got the first game mode here, which I'm going to preview to you now. Okay, so here's the penalty shootout mode, as you can see, 5-2 under there. Okay, I'm just going to show you a preview of it now. Okay, so as you can see, I'm now taking a penalty in the penalty shootout mode. No one's scored currently, but I do score, but that is lovely. And the score obviously changes to 1-0 there. Now, let's see if I can save this. You can play different modes, 5v5s, 2v2s, whatever. Oh, and he scored, fair enough. Okay, that is the penalty shootout mode. Pretty simple, just what it says, to be fair. Right, let's move on to the next mode. Okay, so here's the next mode, is a free kick mode. All you do pretty much is take free kicks, you take turns with the other players, and you score. It is pretty much what it says, a free kick shootout, pretty much the same as a penalty shootout, but taking free kicks. So I'm just going to give you an example of my shots now. Okay, so I'm currently in goal. You can only use your gloves in goal. Oh, what a free kick, to be fair. No saving that, or at least for me, because I'm a midget. Okay, so here's my free kick. Bit of a curler. Let's go for a Trivella. We're going to move on to the last mode now. Okay, so the next mode is a racing mode. Pretty much you start here and you have to run the whole entire track to the 100 meters. You can actually select where you want to run to. So if you want to run 10 meters, you can run 10 meters, 30 meters, 60 meters, 100 meters, the same thing, as you can see. So I'm just going to go and quickly do the 100 meters one. Let's get going. Right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, so that was alright, to be fair.
obviously you have other people to race against. I'm in a practice, but no one's joining any at the minute. So yeah, but that is actually a pretty cool mode, to be fair, if you want to enjoy racing, race for credits, something like that. But you use the pace mechanics feature where you smack your arms almost like gorilla tag movement, and you just go as quick as you can. The quicker you move your arms, the quicker you go. But anyway, that is the last mode there, and overall, to be honest, the game modes are pretty sick, pretty entertaining, to be fair. If I was to rate it out of 10, I'd probably give it a 9. Very solid. Okay, so next up is the VRFS community. Now, to be honest, the VRFS community is not the best. Like, there's upsides to it, there's some good people, but there's also a lot of downsides to it, you know what I mean? There's a lot of toxic players, so overall, to be fair, it's not the best. You can obviously get the good players, but it's majority bad players. Anyway, if I was to rate this out of 10, I'd have to give it a 4, honestly. It's really not that good. Saying that, let's just go into a practice lobby and just see how long it takes for us to find someone toxic. Okay, we're joining this lobby now. Hold on, let me whack my voice on.
Bangs in the game and you're not even no one wants you shit. Why would anyone leave alone yet? And don't even listen to me, man. You think you're flipping cool yet? You're not even flipping cool yet. We like no one flipping leaves you. You flipping do this when you're only flipping that.
Well, I mean, that didn't take long, and as soon as I left, he started spamming the N-word, so yeah, great community, ain't it? But to be fair, the community, I've got to rate it 4 out of 10. There's the nice people, but there's the bad people. Majority of the games, I see a lot of bad people, but it is what it is, you know, it's going to be toxic at some points. Every game has it. You can't always have a good community. But let's move on to the overall rating of VRFS. Okay, so that is now the end of the VRFS rating. Overall, I'm going to give the game a 8 out of 10. It's a very solid game, one of the best VR football games in my opinion. It's very enjoyable, and although the community could be better, it's still a very good game, and you can't monitor the devs for that. So you know what, overall 8 out of 10. Make sure that you like and subscribe. If you want me to do a part 2 of this rating, reviewing the things like the stadium, stuff like that, then let me know in the comments below. But I hope you enjoyed my first video, and I'll see you in the next one. Au revoir.